The views and opinions in the following program remain those of the producer or sponsor, and not those of Medford Community Cablevision, its staff, management, board of directors, or other affiliates.
Sorry.
Hi, I'm Fred Laskey.
Rick Sacco.
I would like to welcome you to the second edition of Medford's Going Green. We're up here on a beautiful September morning to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Mystic River Watershed. This is an event that the Watershed Association has organized called Meet Me at the Mystic. And it's a wonderful, wonderful morning with all kinds of activity going on.
As you can hear on the background, we got some music being played here. There's all kinds of festive events going on, and we'll be taking you to those events during the course of the show. But just to name a few things, there'll be canoeing out here. There's walk paths. There's, as I said before, there's all kinds of music. There's artists.
There's a bike ride.
There's a bike ride. So it's just I'm overly surprised because I don't spend much time up here at the Mystic River, and this is absolutely beautiful, Fred.
Yeah, it really is, and the enthusiasm of the crowd. There's some beautiful music here, and some donated food. It's a wonderful day, and it's really a celebration of the good work that this association has done for the 40 years in protecting the Mystic River watershed. And the Mystic Lakes are obviously a beautiful spot, and I think what we'll do now is we will go to the first segment of the show, and that is the welcoming speech by E.K. Khalsa, who is the executive director of the Mystic River watershed, and he'll kind of frame the event and what it's about. So with no further ado, we'll now go to E.K., as he's called.
To talk about today's event and to thank the people who worked so hard to make this event possible. On my right is Julie Anthony and Julie and Maria Simino, along with a team of about 12 people, including Ken Kraus and others. Worked really hard to bring us all together today and to invite and support these marvelous musicians, some of whom are right here with us now. So we should give a big round of applause to Julie, Maria, Elisa, and Ken, and to the members of the committee. On my left is Beth McBlain, and Beth is full-time outreach coordinator for the Mystic River Watershed Association. And she is the person who lets us know about all of the great things that we're doing and promotes and protects the river through her efforts. My name is E.K. Khalsa, and I serve as executive director of the Watershed Association. And I can tell you that it is a great privilege to serve in this position because the Watershed Association really serves as a vehicle for the interests and passion that we all feel about this river system. For 40 years now, Myra has been consistent and constant in its efforts and has made an enormous difference in the Mystic River watershed, sometimes during periods when it seemed very few people in the region were focused on the problems that we faced. I think it's fair to say that the Mystic River Watershed Association and all its many partners, by working so diligently and advocating so consistently, has actually made a really big difference over the time it's been in existence, so since 1972. So we want to thank all of the folks who not only worked to produce this event, but also who sponsored it. Dunkin' Donuts, who brought coffee and donuts, which we should all eat and drink. Whole Foods, which is going to provide lunch at the end of the day, 12 noon. Please come and enjoy it. It will be served here at the banks of the lakes at the Medford Boat Club. And the Medford Boat Club has very generously offered to share its facilities with us today and has been a big support of our efforts today and throughout the years. So Julie, in fact, is a member of the Medford Boat Club. And she mentioned that after I'm done talking, which will be very soon, we will have a bathroom break and you can all go use the facilities at the Medford Boat Club before you hit the water or the streets. So she will lead us over to the club so you can see the club, but also take a break. Finally, we want to thank Charles River Canoe and Kayak, and Mark Jacobson, who is the manager. Mark is the manager of the Charles River Canoe and Kayak and works on the Charles River, but he is a member of many years standing of the Mystic River Watershed Association board. So he's a member of the board of directors. He's very active in the life of the river, and he has very generously brought us 22 boats from their facility and offered those boats to us at a great discount. So we really want to thank Mark. We really want to thank the Medford Boat Club, Whole Foods, and Dunkin' Donuts. Finally, I just want to frame a little bit about this event and why we're doing it. I think it's fair to say that the several dozen people who are here, those of us who are here today, represent really many hundreds and many thousands of people who use this river, who enjoy this river system, and who care about its restoration. And the intent was to just get us out formally, all together, and have a little celebration of that care and concern. I can tell you that we who work every day in our offices in Arlington understand that we represent your concerns. We represent your passion for the river and for the natural environment. And what's great is, I think it's fair to say that Myra really has great capacity represented by the professional staff that the board of directors has hired in recent years. So we're very fortunate that we've got a little momentum behind us. We've got maybe a little more visibility downstream in the big city, at the US EPA, at Mass DEP, and in the chambers of power, and we intend to make the best of that. We're going to make sure people know that the Mystic River and all its tributaries and its beautiful lakes are an integral part of the Boston region, and that the Mystic River has contributed mightily to the prosperity and health of this local economy and to the region as a whole. As a result of all that work over 350 years, the river has had a little bit of a challenge, and all the creatures that call it home sometimes struggle to get through the obstacles that we place in their path. Our intent is to make sure that that changes, and it is changing. So we're out to celebrate the day, we're out to celebrate the work of 40 years, but most importantly, we're out to celebrate the rich natural environment that we call home. We all know there is an extraordinary wealth of every kind of creature here. I was very fortunate. I brought a filmmaker out this winter who was looking to make a movie about the Mystic, and right on cue as we hit this location, 2 eagles flew overhead, and he was amazed. And they perched right over in that tree, and he said, "You have eagles in the Mystic River?" And I said, "Why, of course." So I paid those 2 eagles generously later. They were very happy. So about this event, we're on our own. There's a bike ride that's been organized. There's folks who are walking, and there are folks who are going to be canoeing and kayaking. You'll receive instruction from Charles River Canoe and Kayak about using their boats, but basically we're all going to be on our own. Broadly, the opportunity is to go from here downstream as far as Alewife Brook, and along the way, in the woods, we have placed musicians and artists strategically for your engagement and enjoyment. So by all means, pull up on the riverbank, walk over and see what the painter is doing, sit down and listen to what the musicians are singing and playing, and most of all, just enjoy the river. I'll be out there with you, and I really want you to know that the Mystic River Watershed Association is all of us. That's how we do this. Without the support of the hundreds and hundreds of members who make their contribution every year, who write letters to the agencies in charge in Boston, and who care about what happens, none of this would happen at all. So this is really your association. This is your day to celebrate 40 years of success. And we want to do that on behalf of the many hundreds and thousands of people who have participated in this work over the last 40 years. So thank you very much. Enjoy the day. By all means, number one is be safe. everyone has to come back here safely. Please raise your hand to agree to that. All right, let's hear a big cheer for the Mystic River Watershed Association. Thank you.
Here we are now, Fred and I, we're down by the river's edge, and we're just watching the canoeists get ready to move out onto the lake, and this is absolutely wonderful, Fred. I mean, you know, for an old city guy, I didn't realize how much nature we have up here. I mean, just absolutely beautiful, you know, and we've got young children here, we've got seniors, we've got middle-aged people, we got everybody up here. This is beautiful. Hold on.
Yeah, I think the key is the enthusiasm, and these kayaks are unbelievable too. You just watch people go off on them and head out, and the association has artists, musicians along the route of this canoe ride, so that the idea is that they will go down along the river and they'll come upon a musician who will play. They'll stop and listen to the music, and there's EK. He's the executive director organizing this chaos. And it's really quite an event. And the good thing is that there's been such an effort to clean up the river and the lakes that still remains ongoing to this day. But here, the water quality testing, there's a good sense of the water quality and what people can do and what they can't do. And fortunately, the weather has cooperated, and it's a nice clear day. There's a nice wind, little wind coming in. I'm wondering if this is the residual wind from Hurricane Leslie off the coast. They're predicting some heavy surf in on the New England area, but anyway, it's just a beautiful day, and again, the thing that Rick has mentioned several times is the enthusiasm. You can see the folks all carrying the canoes down.
Yeah, we are now scanning over to the Medford Boat Club, which is adjacent to the dam, and again, they have it's a beautiful facility. They have a little private beach there, a little semi-beach, and all kinds of things to do for the kids, and you can see the boat ramp there. This is absolutely beautiful.
Hi, I'm here with two longtime Medford residents, Maura McEnany and Ken Kraus. They're very active in the city of Medford and all kinds of activities, environmental and energy issues, and they're here today with their bikes. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're going to do with the bikes?
We're going to go on a tour similar to the paddling tour that's going down the Mystic to Alewife Brook, and just enjoy this fabulous resource that we have here, which is the Mystic River Watershed.
Why are you active in the Watershed Association? Because you are both very active.
Well, we appreciate the resources that are right here in Medford, and it just needs to have more people out here and just to be a part of our community.
And if we can just bring more attention to what a fabulous resource it is, and the fact that it needs to be invested in and protected, so it's here not only for us but for future generations.
That's great. Have a safe trip and enjoy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm with John Reinhardt, and John is the president of the Watershed Association, and as you can see, John is all set to go on the bike trail, and we're holding him up right now, but I just want to ask John a couple of questions. This is an absolute beautiful scenery, beautiful nature. It's absolutely gorgeous. How long have you been involved with the association?
I've been involved for almost 25 years.
Very good.
Pretty
very
amazing.
Good. And what is the ultimate goal of the association?
The ultimate goal is to clean up the Mystic River to a point where people can feel comfortable coming down and enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are a lot of people that do enjoy it now, especially on a day like this, but too many people don't even know it exists. And
Yeah.
access is an issue. Just knowledge about how to use the river, when to use it, is very important, and it's just a gem for the 500,000 people that live here.
Yeah, well, I have a little quick story just to tell you. I've lived in Medford my whole life, and unfortunately, this is the first time I've been up to the dam, and I've missed a lot of good years. This is absolutely gorgeous, and the Medford residents should really take some time out of their day, their hectic days, and come up. Beautiful parking facility up here, and just enjoy it. And it's people like yourself and all your members, okay, you should feel proud that you've kept this facility and this natural environment as beautiful as it is. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
You picked a really good day to come.
Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful day. All right, have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
I'd like to introduce two close friends, the Hansons, Bill and Pat. They are activists from Medford who are busy in many, many things, including Boy Scouts and all kinds of activities. They're here today enjoying the day. Meet me at the Mystic. And I'd just like to ask you why you're here and why is this important to you?
Well, it's a fun event for the city, number one. And the river's beautiful, and they're cleaning it up nice with that harvester for the that horn water, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
And we canoe up here all the time. We come from the house all the way up to here, which is, I think, 3 miles from square to here, whatever that is. And it's a great event, you know.
The Hansons are lucky in that they live probably a 9-iron shot away from the river, so they can just walk. They can walk right down the street and hop right in, right?
We do. We roll the boat down the street.
Really, huh?
Across South Street and right into the river.
Right into the river.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great asset, and one of the things, unfortunately, that has been a problem, and you mentioned, is the invasive species that are choking the river, and it really is a serious problem. The Watershed Association has been very, very active in trying to get that controlled, I guess. I don't know if you can ever eliminate it, but you can control
You
it.
can try to control it. It's definitely very invasive, and the river down by Medford Square area has been choked for years. And this past year it was worse than it was previous years. So every year it's getting worse and worse. It's really tough to watch it because you can't even paddle out there some days.
Yeah, I went down and helped pull it by hand, and it was almost like shoveling against the tide. It was like, what are we doing here? But those big machines they bring in are pretty effective.
Yeah, oh, definitely. The big harvesters, they have 3 of them that I've seen on the river, 2 small ones and a big one, and they harvest it out very nicely. And they've cleared it up quite a bit all the way up the river now. So it's, you know, hopefully we can keep up on it for the next couple of years and try to eliminate it or control it, one or the other.
Well, enjoy the day, and thanks for all you do for the city. Thanks.
Fred.
Yep.
Nice talking to you.
Good to
Fred.
see you. Yep.
Hi, Fred.
We'll see. Hi, you're looking now at a beat-up old brick building that is probably most people don't know what it is, and I have a job that allows me to know a lot about the water system, and that building and the dam that we stand on were constructed in the 1860s to supply water to Charlestown, and the whole upper and lower lake were controlled by the tides, and this dam was put in to provide for the lake, and this was the intake. This building is the intake of the old Mystic water system that again supplied Charlestown, and as part of it they put in a sewer along the eastern side of the lakes, which is probably one of the first, if not the first, sewers in the greater Boston area to try to control the pollution. And this intake took the water down to the rotary down by the Ellsworth Brook Parkway, where it was pumped up. The water was pumped up to the top of the hill at Tufts. And if you've ever been to Tufts University, the quad, the big square lawn, that was an open reservoir. So they used to take the water from here. It would run by gravity down to Route 16. There's that old brick mansard building on the side of the road there. That was a pump station that would pump it up the hill to Tufts, and it would run downhill to Somerville and Charlestown. And in fact, one of the reasons that Boston annexed Charlestown was the fact that they had a water supply. And when Charlestown became part of Boston, they then used this water all the way over to East Boston. Unfortunately, the water quality was very, very poor. There were 20-some-odd tanneries up to the north here that came down the tributaries into the Mystic River, Mystic Lakes, and it really, the water quality was an issue. The other issue that they had is when they built this sewer, they just basically transported the sewage down to the south here, and there was a big uprising because they were just dumping raw sewage into the river down below, and there was a protest, and they built a crude treatment storage area for it, but it really didn't work and work well. But again, for some 50 years, this was the water supply for Charlestown. And since then, the building is laid here dormant. I've often thought there should be some kind of sign there put there so people could understand what it was. But again, the Mystic Lakes were one of the first water supplies in the greater Boston area. Rick and I are here now with the executive director of the Mystic River Watershed, E.K. Kalsa.
Yes, E.K., I just wanted to ask you a question regarding the herring. I know as a young lad, I used to fish for herring off the Craddock Bridge in Medford Square, and what does the new project up here with the new ladder mean to the herring population in the Mystic River?
Well, it means a lot, actually. What happened is that when the dam was built in 1861, the river herring coming up the Mystic from the Atlantic Ocean to spawn couldn't get to the best spawning areas, which are in the upper Mystic Lake to our right.
Where we are now.
Where we are now. So when the Department of Conservation and Recreation decided they were going to restore the dam, we asked that they include a ladder for the fish. And they very generously did just that. So what that means is that instead of piling up against the dam, they now can go through the dam on the herring ladder and end up in the upper Mystic Lakes, which is where they wanted to go. We did have a counting program that we started this year. 100 volunteers got trained and came out here between May and the end of June and counted every day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and counted 21,000 fish going through the dam.
Not bad, not bad.
And so the scientists estimate that that means there were more than 198,000 river herring that went through this dam to spawn in the upper lakes and deposited over 1 billion eggs in this territory for the first time in over 150 years.
That's beautiful. Wow. That's beautiful.
That's great.
Well, this is what it's all about, and I think the people of Medford, the citizens of Medford, again, I had talked about it earlier, they really should come up here and just walk the dam, walk the bridge. It's truly a beautiful, beautiful facility up here. It's beautiful.
EK, your organization does incredible work. And frankly, knowing a little bit about it, you do a lot on a shoestring. It's important work. How do people who are going to watch this show get in touch with you, and how do they become part of this important movement known as the Mystic River Watershed Association?
Well, I appreciate your saying that, Fred. The Watershed Association really exists to give local people an opportunity to have an impact on improvements in our local environment. And so in a lot of ways we depend upon volunteers and concerned residents for the work that gets done. People can contact us at mysticriver.org. There's ways to volunteer, many different ways to participate in the life of the organization and in the life of the river. And we do have a membership. Membership is real affordable. It's $35, and you can go to the website and give that level of gift or a more generous contribution right there at mysticriver.org.
Great. EK, thanks, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
Thanks, yep.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thanks for taking time.
Hi, I'm here with Peter Franz and his friend Mac O'Connell from South Boston. We've been watching them fishing along the shore of the river here, on the shore of the lake. How do you end up over here fishing?
Well, a guy at a local bait shop in Arlington told us about this. He said it's some of the best bass fishing anywhere north of Boston. So, of course, we had to come down yesterday. Had a great day, caught an 18-incher right off this dock here. And we're just trying it out again today. It's been great.
Largemouth bass, what else is in here?
We've heard there's a little carp. I think we've seen a few around. And we've heard in the last couple of years they've actually had smallmouths, and in the springtime some stripers that come up after the herring.
Wow, and the new fish ladders, and they were just saying that there's some 120,000 alewives went up into the upper lake for the first time in 100 years to spawn.
I heard too.
So I think it's going to get, fishing's only going to get better.
I think so. I think so. It's been great so far, though.
Well, enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Yep. Hi, we're here with Pierre and Marissa from the Tufts Sailing Club, and there's a big meet going on here today with schools from all over New England. Why don't you tell us what's going on?
So this is a central series here at Tufts where it's one of our home regattas, the first one of the season. There's a bunch of Tufts teams here in addition to Brandeis, Bates, BU, Dartmouth, and Harvard, and so we're going to go out and sail for a while. Great.
And how does it work? Is it a round robin, or how do you determine who wins?
Well, by scoring. So whoever places, you want a lower score, so whoever places higher. And
Oh, okay.
So.
Is it more fun or is it more like kill each other?
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a friendly competition. This isn't, you know, it's a great regatta, but it isn't like a major one that decides, you know, everything for the season.
Beautiful. And I read somewhere that there's going to be a new boathouse built here for Tufts. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, what the schedule is, and hopefully it'll be prettier than this.
Hopefully it'll be a lot prettier than this. From what the last I've heard is that the boathouse is going to start after our last home regatta in October, and hopefully they're going to start construction then, and hopefully they're going to be done before our season in the spring.
Okay, Rick, you have any questions? Or?
No, I just want to just talk about how beautiful this place is up here.
Yeah,
you know,
it really is a great location.
It's a combination of everything, you know, sailing and canoeing, and it's absolutely beautiful. So
I feel like it's really underrated. I don't think how people appreciate how pretty it really is.
I don't want to sound prejudiced, but I hope you win.
What do you mean? Go Jumbos! Hey, anyway, good luck today. We'll be rooting for the home team. Good luck. You didn't say anything. What do you want to add, young man? Yes. Where are you from?
I live in New York, Terrytown, just outside the city.
Oh, Terry, I've been there. Yeah, I was at a wedding there. It's a nice spot.
Yeah, it is. This is my first regatta for Tufts. I'm hoping I do well.
You know how to sail?
Mostly.
On the Hudson River?
Yeah.
That's where you learned?
Sailed in the Hudson, and also up in Maine, North Haven, Maine.
Oh, beautiful. That's real ocean sailing then.
It is, yeah.
Well, anyway, you enjoy. Good luck. And thanks for being good sports.
Well, Fred, we're going to have to wrap up our second show up here at the Upper Mystic Lakes. This facility up here is an absolute gem. The citizens of Medford, if you haven't been up here, you got to come up with the family, enjoy some quality time. There's so much to do up here, and just enjoy what you have, and don't pass it by. So with that, I have to sign off. Got to go home and do some gardening. I don't know about you, Fred, but I'm sure you got some things to do. So I'm going to pass it on to you. And
indeed, Rick. Again, I hope we've given you just a taste of some of the activities up here at the lakes. And you know, as we sit here and look out, it's almost as if you're in New Hampshire or Maine or whatever. And yet we're probably 5 or 6 miles from downtown Boston, and it's an oasis. And I think it's a true gem for the city of Medford and for its residents, and would really urge people to come and take advantage of it. And also, I'd like to thank all the folks who volunteer to make this such a great place. The Mystic River Watershed really does a great job. So thank you, and signing off. And why don't you close it up, Rick?
Yeah, Medford goes green. Don't forget to tune in for Channel 3. We should be hopefully on the air in a couple of weeks.